All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Sean, your CDE guy. Welcome to episode 8 of The Zone. And for those of you who are coming in for the first time ever, um, I am a community development specialist. Really, what that means is that I will go into any community around the world if I wanted. And I can identify the strengths of a community. We do look for the weaknesses as well and use the people in the local community and the strengths and help fix the opportunities that are in there. And then that way we can make the most successful community possible out there for as many people as possible in the community. So that's what a community development specialist does at the short end of it all. And this is Zone, and it stands for Zoomed Out News. And my goal with this is to go ahead and bring news to everybody that just might not be something that pops up on your algorithms for your social media or even shown on your televisions. I think the world is very undereducated on what's going on, even at the local community levels. I talk to people and hear it time and time again where um, something happens or legislation gets passed and people just had no idea that that was going on and it has a negative impact on their lives. There's the saying that if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So my goal with all this is to help keep us all off the menu as much as possible. And there's a lot of good stuff that goes on too out there, and it can make you feel better about the world and everything going on, or even just something that you might be interested in but you didn't know what was going on. So again, all that to just try and help out everybody as best as I can here. So all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I am in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area, and so my first part of this tonight or this morning is going to be about our welcome sign. um, I intend to keep this as a light episode. There's so much shit going on around the world right now that I want to inform, but kind of keep it lighthearted. So the first part is this our welcome sign. So Route 66 is right through the middle of Albuquerque, and through a New Mexico tourism grant, we got a sign, and I'm gonna try to show you a picture of it real quick here. Here we go. Nice and bright neon. It's a two-sided one. So on the one side, it's gonna say like "Welcome to Albuquerque," and the other side of it is gonna have some variation of "Thanks for stopping by," something like that. And so you know, it's the little things that one city does versus another that make them great. I think. I used to travel around the Midwest as a kid, and I was always looking for the welcome signs, like "Hey, we just entered a new state," that kind of a thing, and you know this is nice and flashy and memorable, and I think that people are going to have a good time taking a picture of it. It may not be the number one thing that they have or remember about the Albuquerque area, but it's definitely going to be something that people take pictures of. I happen to have some friends that live very close to that sign, so I am going to make a point soon to go down there and get a picture of it myself. And I think this will be a good thing for all of us here. So again, having those little pieces of character really do make a difference. I think when you're traveling, it's something memorable for the people visiting. All right, so we're going to zoom out a little bit more here. We're going to focus on the state level, and because the World Cup is still going on, and sadly the men's team is out for the United States, but I'm still watching every game that I can. But tonight is going to be about. I keep saying tonight. It's first thing in the morning. Anyway, sorry, my coffee is still kicking in. Um, we're going to talk about the New Mexico United team. So this is the pro team here. It is just under the level of the MLS. It is the USL um, team, and it's the other night. And I didn't know this, so again, educating everybody, including myself, when I do these things. We had a game against El Paso Locomotive, and we play them a couple times a year, so that's not really anything new. But they had a player playing his first professional game, and that player's name is Cristo Fernandez. And if that doesn't ring a bell, he has another really popular name that he goes by, which is Danny Rojas Football is life. The actor from Ted Lasso, Danny Rojas, is actually officially a professional soccer player here in the United States. And he made his debut just the other night against us. It was in El Paso, so there's no way for me to get down there and actually watch the game itself. But had I known that he was actually going to be on the team, I would have tried to find it on TV somewhere or somehow. But yeah, he got to go in later in the game. From what I heard, he got a yellow card already. I don't know exactly what he did, but he's playing rough out there, I guess. And they did end up losing. New Mexico won. Yes. But, it's pretty exciting, I think, for the fans, especially if you love football. If you know anything about the show Ted Lasso, it's absolutely amazing. And he's a fan favorite on there. So to see an entertainer become a professional player is pretty unique. Usually it's the other way around. You got like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning have done TV. Michael Irvin, Terry Crews have been in movies and such as well. And there's only one other person I can think of that has done entertainment and then gone on to sports, and that was Master P, the rapper, actor, producer, entrepreneur himself. Ended up playing some games in the NBA. He's the only other person I can think of that went entertainer to pro athlete. So pretty unique, but pretty exciting for all of them. So, yeah, just wanted to make it known to all of you Ted Lasso fans out there that yes, Denny Rojas is actually playing real professional football now. So that's pretty exciting. And it was against New Mexico United. I wish it would have been here in town. I wish I would have known about it, but anyway. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit further here. We're going to go to the great state of Michigan, where my Michigan Wolverines play. Now, this is about common sense legislation, and I'm so excited that common sense won. So, how many of us, when we were kids, um, did something like a lemonade stand, sold hot dogs, cookies, brownies, Kool Aid, what have you, in front of our yards, when we were growing up? I personally didn't do it, but I do know a lot of people did, and I always saw like lemonade stands when I was driving around with my family. But apparently in Michigan, if you are a kid and you're trying to do that there are some permit fees, some pretty steep ones for a kid to go ahead and do this. We're talking a couple $100 actually. Now, what the legislators have done in Michigan is finally, put forth a bill where, if you're a kid, you're not going to have to worry about that any longer. Now, there is a cap on how much you can earn, which is $5,000. But I'd love to meet a kid who makes $5,000 selling, a 50-cent cup of lemonade there. But I think this is a great thing. It's one less hurdle. It's common sense to, not have a kid use what might not even be their entire profits to go ahead and try to even get started. It makes no sense. So I'm excited to do that. They're letting kids be kids. They're letting kids get some real experience that could help them later on in life if they want to actually be an entrepreneur. Like this is a big deal, and I'm excited for it. And I know that the governor, Gretchen Whitmore, she's a people person. She is, with common sense. So I can't imagine that this will not get signed into law officially for them. So I'm excited for the kids in the state of Michigan there. So hopefully other states follow suit. I personally don't know of any states that do fees as well, but I'm sure there's some place out there that's doing it. So hopefully, this will spread. All right, so we got that. Now let's go ahead and zoom out just a little bit further here, and we're going to go all the way to Australia today. Now in Queensland, Australia, there's a barber named John James, and he has been going around the state or Providence. I'm actually not sure what they call them over there. See, education. I'll have to look into it. But he's been going around Queensland and um, putting on workshops for cutting hair. Now that may not be something high on people's priority list, but look good, feel good, and everyone has the everyone should have the dignity to go ahead and look good for themselves. Um, I know that when I get a haircut, and right now I don't have much, so it'll take a while, but when I get a haircut, I feel refreshed, I feel energized, I feel like I'm ready to take on the world, like I like I'm having a weight lifted off of my shoulders here. And so um there is a mental part to all of this here, and so everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves to feel good, look good, and again, have that feeling like you're ready to go take on the world afterwards. So he's going around doing this in Queensland, but the story here is that he's actually going to a remote fishing island called Mornington Island. It's off the northern coast of Australia, and he's teaching these islanders how to go ahead and cut hair. And again, for all the reasons I mentioned beforehand, this is a good thing for him to be going around and do that. Now, I don't know if these people are going to really just do it for themselves, do it for family and friends, or if they're going to start, doing, their own barbershops. But that's fantastic. If you have the basic skills to do something, why not see if there's an opportunity there to get a business going? So I'm pretty stoked that someone's going out there and doing, again, on the list of self-care. I don't think a haircut is going to be one of the top three things that people mention for themselves, but it is important, and it is part of our health too. I mean, you need to have a healthy scalp, you need to have healthy hair for yourself. So this is important. So I'm glad to see that someone's out there doing the work. Hopefully other people will kind of follow suit. So we're all gonna look good in this world, one person at a time, I think. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you made it all the way through. If not, that's okay. Just come back for the next time, or as much as you can give me time wise here. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and subscribe so that you can be notified that these are coming out. Again, still working on getting back into a consistent rhythm, consistent launch schedule here for everybody. But best of luck this week. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you all have a great day.